episode 124 of the Restricted Zone podcast here on YouTube. I'm your host, Jonah, joined by Kris. Introduce yourself.
I'm back again, the man, the myth, the legend. Sorry I missed the first baseball episode because
Y'all said first. It's our second. You're first.
Yeah, y'all said some things that I wouldn't have let slide, but it's cool though. That's why I'm here now. I'm here to rectify the wrongs that y'all said. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm gonna rectify those wrongs. I don't know why you're looking like that.
Yeah, Kim, you got it, man. Because I know what he's talking about, but I was just giving them a little shine. That's all. I ain't a truther, but Kendrick, introduce yourself.
You already know who it is. The smartest man on the podcast, as I always say. Kris out here is upset because we were giving teams they props for what they are currently doing. I ain't know that was a problem nowadays. I ain't know that was a problem that we give people they props when they currently are doing. You acting like we was saying these about to be the World Series champions.
So y'all say. Okay.
You see what hat he got on? That's what I support.
That's fine.
Yes, as you can see from this hat and from the shirt I'm wearing, this is another baseball episode, our second so far here on the podcast, and we're talking trade deadline. It just passed I believe, Tuesday, 6 p.m. MLB trade deadline passed. It was other than one big, move that we kind of saw coming. It was pretty quiet deadline. It was like a lot of trades happening, but nothing like blockbuster other than that Justin Verlander trade from New York to Houston. And I mean, I can go down the list of some of the trades that took place Tuesday afternoon. Of course, Justin Verlander traded back to the Houston Astros for Drew Gilbert and Ryan Clifford, the top and fourth best prospects for the Houston Astros. They're headed to New York. And we can dive into this trade a little later, and we're going to laugh at the Mets because we have to. But before we get into that, I just want to go down the list here. Jack Flaherty, right-handed pitcher, was traded from the Cardinals to the Orioles in exchange for some prospects. Shortstop Paul DeJong was moved from the Cardinals. They continue their fire sale to the Blue Jays for Matt Swanson. He's got pretty decent numbers. I mean, nothing that really jumps off the page, but an extra added bat for them. Michael Lorenzen, who we just mentioned before we started recording here, he was traded from the Tigers to my Phillies, finally getting some help in that starting rotation. He was traded for Hao Yu Lee, infield prospect for the Phillies. He was our top fifth-ranked prospect. He's headed over to Detroit in their farm system. Josh Bell, a friend of the podcast, not really, someone who Kris is very fond of. He was traded from the Guardians to the Marlins for Gene Segura and Khalil Watson, two infielders. Now the Cleveland Guardians, they actually cut Gene Segura. They cut him after the trade, so he's a free agent. He'll be available, I believe, on the waiver wire, or he's just a flat-out free agent. So he's on the market. So Phillies, if you want to get some of those vibes from last year back, you can go ahead and do that. And for Josh Bell, now he's on his fifth team in the last 4 seasons. So, he's kind of getting tossed around here a bit. But, fellas, if you just want to talk about any trades other than the Justin Verlander trade that maybe jumped off the page for you, maybe it's like, this is something that this team, should have done. This is a good move for them. This will help them, steer them in the right direction towards the playoff race. Kris, if you want to start. Well, no. I'll let Kendrick start since you recorded earlier. I'll let Kendrick go ahead. Unmute yourself, brother.
Sorry about that. I be yelling at my dog. That's why I gotta put it on mute. But no, Kris can go first. I'm gonna let him speak. I got since this is his first day. It's his first day here.
That's also true. This is your first baseball episode, so.
Well, okay, cool. Well, since this is my first baseball episode, Kendrick, you remember when we recorded that NBA free agency episode, and I told you that the free agency period, all in all, really sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Trade deadline for MLB also pretty much sucked. We had a lot of big names at first. Your Shohei Ohtani, your Juan Soto, along with your Max Scherzer, Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt. There are a lot of big names that, I thought
Scherzer
were
was
going to
moved,
get
be fair,
moved.
but it was before the deadline.
Oh wait, also Pete Alonso was available, but they said they were trying to charge an arm, a leg, and a kidney.
Who else was available? Who else was available that I heard rumors about all the deadline day? Tim Anderson. I heard he's supposed to go to the Giants about 5 different times. Never went through. Last time I checked, he's still in the Chicago White Sox. So yeah, all in all, a very quiet day. So I guess by default, the only two good moves outside of the Phillies getting Lorenzen was Scherzer going to the Rangers and Verlander going back to the Astros. Because Verlander to the Astros, the Astros still the same team. He would have probably came back to the Astros if they gave him the contract that the Mets gave him, but they just couldn't do that. But hey, now you're getting paid like you want to, and you're back in Houston. It's a win-win for you now.
He's getting his money. Yep. He's still getting his bread, and he's back on the contender.
Yeah. So I feel like exactly. So that was obviously an easy move for them to make, and the other one, good one, obviously, other big name, Max Scherzer going to the Texans. Or I said Texans. I'm sorry, the Rangers that play in Texas. My apologies for that. Obviously, we know the Rangers having a very good year and needed some more depth in their bullpen. So
let's talk about the good year.
Getting the ace like Max Scherzer. First of all, hold on.
They lost an ace though. They lost an ace, so they had to replace him.
Exactly.
That's true. So it's good that the Rangers finally found another ace to replace DeGrom with another one who's somewhat washed at this point in his career. Still good, still valuable, but also now can get rocked. He can also get rocked now. We've seen that with the Mets, and I think just all in all, when it comes to the deadline, I'm more so disappointed than anything else. Just because. When the deadline happens, you expect to see some big names move, especially when you consider the fact that a lot of these teams were supposed to be selling, like the Cardinals. Why do you sell Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado if they were both supposed to leave? So now Arenado has a chance to leave in free agency, and you're not getting nothing back on return, no prospects and nothing. Is that the way you want to go? Tim Anderson, the White Sox. The White Sox are terrible. Dylan Cease and Tim Anderson should not be on that team anymore. So, but you really kept them for what? You ain't gonna do nothing anyway. Just gonna keep losing to year ends. Like, come on, what's up with that? And just to clarify, just the comments that I heard about last episode of how I was somehow a Pirates fan. I don't know how that came about. I was never a Pirates fan.
I knew you were a Pirates fan. I don't like the Pirates.
It was a P. There was a P involved. We knew there was a P involved. That's about it.
Well, that's good. Yes. So I like the Padres because I love third base. And Manny Machado is my favorite baseball player. But let's talk about them because they've been doing absolutely terrible this year. You had the chance to trade Juan Soto. Now, you decide not to because you still have a chance in the playoff race in a wild card with 8 other damn teams. So maybe it could work out, maybe it doesn't.
Teams to jump, man.
But if it doesn't, if you don't make the playoffs now you got to answer a question. Is it Soto, Tatis, or both? And last I heard, there's some friction going on in the locker room that they don't want that people think they don't know about. Now I don't know who the individuals are involved, but there's some friction going on. And what sucks is a lot of those guys are locked in long term. You just gave Bogarts and Machado another decade-long contract, so they ain't going nowhere. Musgrave got a 5-year deal. Darvish got an extension. He ain't going nowhere. You paid Josh Hader, who, while he's a very talented closer, extremely overrated. He got paid. Blake Snell, I think another really overrated pitcher who was very talented, though. He's still on the roster. You got more questions and answers now. So now you can run it back next year if they decide to come back, but your payroll is going to be insane. And I mean insane. Already have a top 4 payroll in the league, and you didn't even pay those 2 yet. So just imagine if you decide to keep them. You know how much money those guys want? $300 million each, at least. They both want at least $300 million.
That seems like the minimum for like superstar players nowadays.
I mean, it's not like they don't deserve it because they're both generational talent.
That's like superstar minimum. $300 million.
But I just feel like this deadline just left me with a lot more questions than answers. I don't really see, only 3 teams benefited in a certain way, and those are the Phillies, the Rangers, and the Astros. Really benefited, in my opinion. I mean, yes, we can look at the Orioles. They got something to add to the bullpen, which is cool. And the Orioles are also a very surprising story, just in my opinion. I knew they were going to be better than they were last year, but I didn't expect them to be on this type of trajectory. Let's just point that out there. But again, there's still more questions than answers. So what happened to all those big names that you were trying to get? What happened to all that? It was just disappointing to see. It was a very lame trade deadline, just for me.
Yeah, good thoughts. It's all very valid.
Listen, honestly, I'm not going to sit here and try and pick and pinpoint what Kris and go against him because what he said was accurate. What he said was true. However, I will comment on the fact about not trading away players and teams holding on to them because I feel like, you know what? Let's be honest. Let's just call a spade a spade. These MLB GMs are trying to be robbers. They're trying to be thieves. They're trying to be have y'all ever seen the movie Den of Thieves and how they finessed? That's what they are trying to do. Because it's honestly outrageous. Like, why is Tim Anderson still on the White Sox? Because you know what they wanted? They wanted a team first, second, fourth, eighth, and ninth prospect probably with 3 picks. And then you like, hey.
Can't trade picks in baseball, but yeah, I hear what you mean.
My fault. I forgot. But like that. But like
prospects,
in a sense, crazy. That's what they really asking for. Like that's what they really asking for. They really want. They want teams want their first top 5 prospects for players like Tim Anderson, Paul Gould. Like this is why it's like they can't get traded because you asking for too much. Like y'all gotta be realistic and reasonable, so y'all can get these players off and get prospects back. Look at the Mets. I mean, okay, we can laugh at the Mets, but I mean, at the end of the day, they were reasonable. They were reasonable. And like, if you think, like, come on, like, even the Phillies were reasonable. Yeah, they gave up their number 5 prospect, but in reality, if you actually look at it, it makes sense to trade him than any of your other prospects because we got Trey Turner for 10, 13 years. But granted, I know everyone is, and Bryson Scott. Bryson Scott is still what is he? 20, 22? A fresh 22? Like, we gotta be. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we gotta be realistic with like giving up that second baseman made sense because it was like when is he going to get here? When is he going to be when we get rid of Trey Turner? But when's that going to be? Like it's just too much what if to be like oh yeah. Sorry y'all. My dog's really bothering me right now. She's hungry. But that's what I'm saying. Like these MLB managers are ridiculous. And then it's like now you get nothing when they leave in free agency when you could have got at least 2 prospects, at least 3, not trying to get 5 and 6 out of them. Like like the Padres, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Padres, what are y'all really doing? Like, come on, let's really be for real. What are y'all really doing? Because how many more years are you actually going to give that a try before you actually have to look and be like, let's
to their benefit, at least Tatis and Soto are on the young side. It's not like they're all 30 plus,
Also true. That is also a fair point.
That's the one like thing that'll kind of like give them hope in San Diego. That all right, well there you go.
That is true. It's like okay, they're still
Machado's a little up there though, a little bit.
He getting up there because he's
in his prime right now.
So yeah, but it's like. Now, are you wasting Machado's years? Because he's like, I'm trying. You mean? You feel me? But let's see who else. The Texas Rangers. I mean, I feel like that was the best move they could have done, solely because they don't got JD down there. They don't want Jake DeGrom. You feel me? You lose him for the year, you're like, well, we gotta replace that. And getting Matt Scherzer is the best you could have done. Because I highly doubt
next year you can set up that 1-2 punch.
There you go. And then like now you think, all right, depending on how far we get, boom, let's say we get like second, third round of the playoffs, whatever we lose, but it's like we lost, but we got that far without our 1-2 punch. And I'm just saying, I don't know. I'd be a little scared of healthy Jake DeGrom and a vet Matt Scherzer coming in, that's dangerous. I'm upset as the other team trying to face that right now, honestly. And then the Houston Astros. I mean, honestly, I tip my cap to Justin Verlander for pulling off the biggest heist in the MLB this year. I gotta say, he pulled off the biggest heist in the MLB this year, and nobody's talking about it. He went to the Mets.
He got
that
money.
check. Got
and
that
now he
check.
can go get
And then
potentially
said,
another ring.
He said, y'all are doing terrible. Let me go, actually. And he said he waived his no trade clause because he knew. He said, y'all saying y'all going to do this for my check like that? They only got to pay $10 million or whatever, how much, so y'all paying the majority? Send me back to H-Town. I never even sold my house. I was renting it out until, how much out of the 86?
35 out of 86. So they're paying for like about 2/5 of the contract.
Ain't it 2 years too? Ain't it like 2 years?
2 years, yeah.
Bro, the man probably didn't even. The man didn't even sell his house.
He's either 40 or he's pushing 40, and he gave up 2 top prospects. But who cares? If the Astros.
It's the Astros, and they're still trying to win now. So
exactly.
he's still in a win now mode. So honestly,
exactly. He's not having a trouble year.
He's not, and you already know when he gets in H-Town. Next thing you know, he is Cy Young Award winner. You looking like the Mets looking at him like, where was this at for us? But really, he was just there to rob him. He was there to rob him, and we're not talking about him robbing them. Like, he just finessed and robbed the Mets and said, "Okay, I'm going back home now. Peace, y'all." I didn't even sell my house. I actually was renting it out until the trade deadline because I knew I was going back to Houston.
And the Mets,
that's what he probably
too. They're essentially Cohen. He's essentially paying for prospects. He's just paying cash money for prospects. He's like, that's basically what he's doing. He's like, these two guys,
listen,
$150 million between the two of them over 2 years. But if things go south, Plan B, we'll go and just use this money and just get prospects. Like, we have the players, so now we can trade them in for these pieces and kind of do like a soft rebuild.
I mean, but I feel like he said, all right. He said, since I'm paying them, I get to hand pick my prospects, and I want him, and I want him. I mean, in regards, I guess the Mets did something, but
they got something out of it. But it's still just embarrassing that your World
you had
Series
to pay for them.
You won 101 games last year, and you're turning around. You're in 4th place right now, in the first week of August. Your season's over and you're punting. Let's laugh. Let's take a second, guys. It just feels good. It puts a smile on my face. And yeah, the future might look bright with these prospects. It might, if they pan out. Big if, but what is your rotation? No DeGrom, no Scherzer, no Verlander.
They about to pick me up and be in the rotation. I got a nasty changeup.
And both of these Astros prospects that they're picking up, they're both outfielders, I believe. So it's good for your lineup, but the rotation is gone. Yep. Just think of all the names that came through there in the last decade or so. Matt Harvey, Noah Syndergaard. Like, it's just kind of all just, nothing came of it. After 2015,
nothing but I mean, listen, they can say we was the best regular season team. People love saying that.
They won 100 games, couldn't even win the division. Like, just think about that. And they got bounced by those Padres you just mentioned. And now you turn around, you think, all right, we're going to run it back. We're going to win the NL East. We had the Braves right where we wanted them. We're going to run it back. Let's get Scherzer and Verlander and let's do this. No. Didn't work.
I just want to say
makes me smile.
I just want to say before the slander continues on the Mets, which we can all talk about them. Shout out to David Wright. That is a legend. There will be no David Wright slander.
Whoa. I wasn't saying. I wasn't even going to invoke his name because he ain't got nothing. He is Mr. Met, and I do dislike him.
I have a very much.
He's cool in my book.
It's
like Chipper Jones. Like, he's cool in my book.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship. I love him outside of him playing the Phillies.
Exactly.
I despise him.
Freddie Freeman's another one of those.
Freddie Freeman.
Even Acuna, we brought them up in the last episode, both of them. Even Acuna, like it's just like, all right, I hate you, but you're a great player. You're, for the most part, a good person. So
I do want to dive on the Mets. Just remember in the offseason when they're making all these moves, when they got Verlander, and they almost got Carlos.
never moved.
They almost got Carlos Correa before his own situation, which we ain't gonna talk about that. How he lost over $100 million because
two teams.
Yep, we ain't gonna talk about that, dude. All the hype that they had, like you said, the fact that they won 100 games last year, and they thought they were robbed when they lost to the Padres in the playoffs, so they thought they were about to run it back. It's funny. It's funny, but a small part of me, just a small part, not a big part, like about 2%. 2% of me, it feels for Mets fans, cause it's just that feeling of. I mean,
it's like the Cowboys, bro.
But you have different reasons though for me. Like I don't look at the Mets like the Cowboys, because honestly, the Mets, because to me the Mets are really just irrelevant. They're just that other team in New York, kind of like the Jets. They're just that other team in New York.
Whoa! The Jets just turning up.
You know. Hold on.
They're still little brother.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean. We know what they're like now, but you know what I mean. That's where I'm going with it. So it's just like they're there. So it just kind of sucks when you go all out like this. You have an owner in Cohen who's willing to pay everybody the top dollar just for them to do this.
For prospects, literally.
He did. Remember the move they made last year when they got Daniel Vogelbach from the Pirates, and they thought he was going to turn up. He's having one of the worst years of his career. Francisco Lindor, I don't even hear about him anymore. I haven't really heard about him since he's been in New York. I know he's been a pretty.
He was a superstar in Cleveland. A superstar.
Exactly. I haven't even heard about him that much. Pete Alonso last year.
There's another shortstop that we need to address later on.
Pete Alonso.
Just to plant that in your head, but go ahead, Chris.
Pete Alonso last year, fantastic, great. This year, looking like Chris Davis all over again. Y'all remember the Chris Davis?
Bro, that
you know how bad that is?
Streak, man.
You know how bad that is?
Streak.
I do. It's just Jeff McNeil, trash. It's like, what happened? It's like when you put on a Mets uniform, you just stink.
No, you know what? You know,
there's
it's
so
like
many unlikable guys in that team. I'm sorry.
No, it's
McNeil
it's like I'll compare it to the NFL. You know how they always say when you go to the Titans, that's where receivers go to die. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, Tennessee.
That's where receivers go to die. That's what the Mets is. That's where you go to be irrelevant. You just. But
no, I don't know about that. Hold on. I don't know. You could. I could argue the Angels with you. I could argue the Angels.
Nah, that's kind of tough.
Mm.
You who on the Angels that is not actually hold on, let me ask you this. Who on the Angels is relevant outside of the two players? Outside of those two players. I'm not even gonna name them because everyone knows who we talking about. But outside of those two.
Well, the Angels owner, I think it's maybe. I mean, Spagnos has a history of overpaying players like crazy. A long history of that. So I mean, and when they listen, I remember this one vividly. After the Nationals won the World Series in 2019, Anthony Rendon signed that big lucrative contract to go to the Angels. Is he even still on the Angels right now? Is he even still on the Angels?
He is, bro. He ain't doing nothing.
Justin Upton.
I forgot Upton. Come on, Justin Upton did a little bit. So he did a little bit. What?
Come on now. He did more. Listen, hold up. You will talk about finesse. Justin Upton is one of the best finesses I've ever seen. One of the best finesses I've ever seen. I don't know what. He's good. I don't know what accolades he has to his name, but he kept getting lucrative contracts from teams. Like he was the guy.
You know, you can get 20 home runs and 270 out of him.
I mean, that's good. It is good. Are we mad? But
he never got superstar money, but he got money. Like he got money.
He said, "I kind of coasted by paycheck."
Like,
that's true.
He kind of just, you know.
Okay. When he was with the Angels, he was there from 2017 to 2021.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Actually, wow. Yeah. Actually, okay. You know, he did. He didn't really do much. Okay. 2017, 27 games played. Oh, he got traded then. He got because he was on the Tigers and then he went to Angels. So I will let him slide on that.
His peak was in
2018
Atlanta, clearly.
for sure. No. Oh no. Was it? I thought that was his brother who had the
Or Arizona.
better career.
BJ?
It was the Diamondbacks where he was snapping, where he was really good.
Justin was ahead of BJ.
Oh no, for sure. But I was talking about for like the Braves, for the Braves stint.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah. You know what? His average, I'll say his average from 2018 on 257, 2018, 2019 215, 2020 204, 2021 211, and then as of when in 2022 when he played a little bit for the Mariners, it was 125.
And that was all she wrote on.
I rest my case. I rest my case on that one. Thank you, Kendrick, for proving my point.
But overall in his career, he has hit 325 home runs in his career.
Great.
with he has 1,003 RBIs in his career.
Okay.
His batting average for his career was 261. His OBP was 342, and his slugging was 469.
So was
not bad. Serviceable.
Was the OPS
I feel like
at least 900?
OPS was 812. 812. Okay.
But 900.
He was a 4-time. Okay, he was a 4-time All-Star and a 3-time Silver Slugger. So he won 3 Silver Slugger awards.
Okay.
Uncle was that enough to get into Cooperstown?
Nope.
No.
Nope. And nope. No.
The OPS got to be 900 to get in.
Oh, I just thought of something. Just bringing up the Tigers. Can we talk about Rodriguez vetoing that trade to the Dodgers? And did you hear his reason behind it too?
No, I didn't hear
it.
His reason
he just brought up his family, right?
Mm-hmm. He says
for his family. I'm like, it's Los Angeles.
Maybe he likes Detroit.
Is he getting paid more in Detroit? That's his theory. Like he'll get a bigger contract.
I mean, he might.
Less mouths to feed.
I mean, he might. Detroit ain't got no other ace right now. They traded the other good pitcher. He's the only good one now.
Sure, go to LA, and then if he becomes a free agent, then he can just sign somewhere else after World Series bid.
That is true.
I don't know. That's true. I would never choose Detroit over LA. With all due respect, SummerSlam's gonna be there this Saturday. Look, I've been there. It's an okay city, but yeah.
It's a fun city. Don't disrespect Detroit like that. It's fun there. I like it. I enjoyed my time there.
I
never been. Gotta go.
But I wouldn't live there.
Fair. That's fair enough.
The weekend was nice, but I get bored.
That's fair. You might have stuff to do down in Detroit.
Yeah, there was like no nightlife, man.
Hey, you want to have a good night? If you want to have a good night, like pull up to Nashville. I guarantee that's all they got down here.
I was supposed to, but I'm going to maybe in October.
They got any statues? They got a statue. I know we're talking about baseball, but just off topic, they got any statues of Elvis down there? I heard they got billboards still of him.
Who?
They got billboards of Elvis down there still.
No.
That might be in Memphis, not in Nash, because that's where he's from originally. He's from M-Town.
Okay, just had to ask.
805. Look, man. Well, Nashville. Look, I'll see when the Flyers are playing the Predators down there. Hopefully that's on a weekend. I'll slide down there. Either way, I'll just slide down there. I got you, bro. But we were talking about the Angels. We were talking about you brought up Justin Upton on the Angels. Speaking of the Angels, they did make a move at the deadline. Kind of flew under the radar, but that's a big dog.
That is a big dog.
Oh, see, I thought she was small.
No, she's still a puppy. She's only 17 weeks. Yeah.
I got a Cane Corso. He's huge too. He's a little on the skinny side, but he tall.
She's only like 30 pounds right now.
And she got all that fur on in that Nashville heat.
She's just a big baby.
Oh God, she won't stop. She won't leave me alone. So I gotta hold her for a little bit.
Oh, well, I mean, we love the content. We love the dog content here. I think that's the first. I think that's the first pet we've had on the podcast.
Yes,
I showed
yes, it
I
is.
showed her on a different episode. I showed her at the end of a different episode. I think it was a basketball episode. I showed her.
Oh, okay. I wasn't there for that one. But as I was saying, yeah, like the Angels, they made a little move. They went for C.J. Cron and Randall Grishuk from the Colorado Rockies in exchange for Jake Madden, Mason Albright, two right-handed pitchers. So the Angels, they were buyers at the deadline. We heard Shohei Ohtani, who was on the market for weeks. They took him off, and they said, "Look, we're gonna buy." And they also, before the deadline, they traded for Lucas Giolito from Chicago.
Hey, yo, chill, Chris. You ain't have to laugh that disrespectfully.
No, I'm not laughing. I'm only laughing because did you see his debut? That's what LA does to you.
Yeah,
He got rocked.
yeah. But they were buyers. It kind of blew up in face game one. But it's a simple question. I mean, is this a mistake on the Angels' part? There's a couple of teams ahead of them for that last wild card spot. Mariners, Red Sox in the division. The Mariners in the division. They're not winning that division because that's for Texas. So I mean, and then you also have Houston right there. Both of those teams, they're not jumping those teams. It's packed for both leagues in the wild card hunt. So I mean, should the Angels have been sellers? Should they have sold Ohtani? Because now they run the risk of missing the playoffs, and then him leaving in free agency. You get nothing in return for the best in the world, because it's going to be a hard sell job to get him to come back if you miss the playoffs again. So this is a huge gamble. I don't think anyone's really talking about it enough.
I mean, me
I
personally,
don't think people want to.
People just
go
don't
ahead.
want to talk about Ohtani leaving because he's having a generational year right now. So let's appreciate the greatness. But the man is leaving if they don't make the playoffs. Period.
I mean, he's also said he was willing to stay. I mean, he said he likes LA. We say that, but we all thought Mike.
Man,
but we all thought Mike. Then we all think Mike Trout was going to leave. I thought he was.
That's fair. But I think Ohtani, he's seen what's happened to Mike Trout, and he's like, do I want to repeat that? I don't know. I don't think he does. So.
That's also true. I think
either way, I need those two dudes playing October baseball consistently. It's a travesty. The two best in the world, not in October.
That's because the Angels are cursed. The Angels are cursed. Let's just go out there.
The Angels are what you think the Rangers are.
No. At least the Rangers have got to that point. What have the Angels gotten there? What was the last time they got there?
2002.
Before Vladimir Guerrero was there on the team?
They won it all.
Hold on.
Was the Expos still around last time they were relevant?
Oh, God.
ALCS against the Yankees, they lost.
Right. So last time,
if only they won that year. If only they won that year.
So what I'm hearing, Jonah, they were last relevant when there were two teams in Canada. That's what I'm hearing. So
I'll give him 09. I'll give him that.
I'm not. No.
They lost to the team who won the World Series, though. You guys,
I'll give them that.
No.
But they haven't won one since there were two teams in Canada. So yeah, either way, it's still they're getting up there.
And they've somehow managed to waste the career of who I call the GOAT as of right now, because they had the GOAT and the soon-to-be GOAT on their team. How the hell can't you win anything? You have, in my opinion, two of the top 5 players in baseball right now. 2 of the top 5. Obviously, 1A, 1B, if you're talking to me. 1A, 1B. I don't care what anybody else says. They got 2 best players.
Only other name you could throw up there right now is Acuna. That's it. And maybe Judge.
We got to talk about Judge. We got to talk about Judge a little bit, too. I got something to say about that.
Is his toe even okay?
No, that's why he's not playing.
Yeah, the injuries it ruined his season because he was about to have another. He wasn't going to repeat last year, but he was going to have about a good 40, 45 home runs.
The Angels are I feel like the Angels are just cursed. And I understand why they didn't sell Ohtani because Why would I want to get rid of that man? That, like I said,
Exactly.
he's the best player in baseball. I wouldn't want to get rid of that man.
They're
But
just
yeah, now
gambling
that
they'll be able to keep them happy. They gamble on themselves.
sometimes it's a gamble you gotta take. You might roll snake eyes. It's cool. Listen. Just kiss your fist, make a wish, let it roll.
Listen, this is my thing about it. How I don't know what is it. Are people scared to play with them? Like I just feel like there's players like I think they're intimidated because they won't be like, hey, listen, at least I know if I go to this team, I know I can be like the second best player on the team. Hey, I know I'm gonna be the first best player. I think these folks are scared because it's like, how can we compete with someone who is out here doing something that ain't nobody done since Babe Ruth when there was nobody of a darker skin tone than Babe Ruth in the MLB. And then two, you got Mike, like come on, you got the best outfielder of all time, aka the best MLB player.
I still want to give that to Hank low key. That's just me though. Charles he's getting there. I'll let him retire first, and then I'll call him to go.
We can argue about it. We can go back and forth.
Let Mike get 500 home runs. Let him get 500, and I'm like, all right, you got it. So.
Listen, Shohei Ohtani about to have 5,000 strikeouts and 500 home runs at the same time.
Shohei is going to get 600 if he stays healthy, bro.
No, you said right. 5,000 home runs sounds legit for him. He can do anything he wants.
He don't got it. Okay, he about to have 10K. He about to have Tom Brady.
I don't think anybody is touching Brady Bonds anytime soon. Maybe Aaron Judge. If that's
ain't nobody
game,
touching.
If he just focuses completely on the home run ball, like that's just his game. Like even Shohei, like I just feel like that's like just get to 600, and I'm cool with that.
Hold up,
Pujols got
this just frustrates me. This just irritates me. Listen to this resume: 11-time All-Star, 3-time AL MVP, 3-time All-MLB First Team, Rookie of the Year, 9 times Silver Slugger Award, 2-time AL RBI leader and an AL stolen base leader. And this man ain't seen the playoffs not once, not even a wild card round.
It's like
I think he made some wild card games, 1 or 2.
He has never seen the playoffs. He has never been there.
Bro, I think he went once. I forget which year, but he's made the playoffs. Hold on, give me a second.
As far as I know, that man has never made the playoffs
once.
Hold on. Oh, I'll look it up. Mike Trout playoff.
He's played in 3 games.
Numbers.
I think they got swept in the division round 2014. I think he got swept. And he's got a .083 batting average. 0.83 batting average in 3 games. They got swept. They had a 98-64 record. That was his only playoff appearance. He hasn't been back since. That was 9 years ago.
Listen, I'm not even mad that he got
9 years
swept.
ago.
You asking him to put up LeBron numbers in an MLB game? Like, come on, bro. We asking him to be LeBron James when he had a Jonas Agauskas and a Delonte West on his team. Like, come on, bro. We gotta be for real with him, bro. Like,
I think it was Kansas City.
Now we have Shohei to be LeBron.
Kansas City or Baltimore, but yeah.
Listen, now Shohei got to be LeBron.
And what, Mike Trout gotta be Kyrie? They still need help. These two play.
Oh, I agree.
Mike Trout's ahead of Kyrie in that regard, but yeah.
I mean, just saying as a 1-2 punch, my boy.
That's Kevin Durant
as a 1-2.
Steph, yeah.
These men should be like Jordan and Pippen, which sucks.
They the Jordan and Pippen of being the greatest of all time, but can't win a championship because they managers don't know how to build a team.
What it is just that Trout, he's just like, it's about Cooper's talent for him. It's about being the greatest. But in October, it's all about the Eagles for him. Like
he said, I gotta go home.
This man gets to see his birds every October, bro. He don't get it. Like, it's sad.
He said at least one of my teams is winning.
Like, bro, you're not like, go play baseball, bro. You're not done yet. Like, what are you doing here, bro? What are you doing at the Eagles game, bro? You should be in the World Series.
Like
not
at this
the Phillies
point,
across the street. It should be you in there.
Listen, I gotta be honest. LA gotta cut that. LA just gotta cut those checks. Come on, we gotta let these boys play in the postseason. They gotta cut that check. They got to.
Like,
They gotta.
think about it.
They gotta
Last
send their
fall,
whole.
like, the World Series is right across the street, and he's sitting there at the link watching the Eagles instead.
Man, I know he was tight because he said,
like, just think about that, bro. You got the World Series right across the street, man. That's crazy.
Honestly, they just gotta go down the street at this point. They gotta go to the Dodgers. At this point, they gotta touch the place. They gotta win like.
That feels dirty. That feels dirty, not the Dodgers.
Bro, anywhere but the Angels. I don't care.
Anywhere
but the Angels.
Any playoff team, bro. I just don't want them to see them
Shohei
in
feels like
Atlanta
a
Braves.
Mariner or a Giant to me. Just because of just that Japanese culture in each of those cities, just feels like that either 1A or 1B.
We can bring the culture anywhere.
Yes, he could. Yeah. Let him go. If he came with the hold up. You know damn well if Shohei Ohtani was to South
Chinatown here. We don't got a Japantown here.
But Chinatown go show up Shohei Ohtani on the
I
field.
guarantee you, next door in 2 weeks they have a Japantown.
You know, that's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. I ain't gonna hold you, because if he signs a long-term deal, if he signs like a 10-year deal anywhere, people will people will flock.
I don't know. They might have to sign him for 20 years. Honestly, they got to, because ain't no way.
I don't think he's
$600 million for 10 years.
I'll be honest. I'm gonna be a little hurt. Show every signs the Angels. I'm gonna be a little hurt. I'm gonna be hurt.
I'm gonna give him the same hell I was giving Trout. Like, bro, every October you're at the league in that little club section. Like, no, bro, you need to be playing baseball. Like, I'm gonna give him hell because this is what he signed up for.
He said, "That's my time off, bro." He said, "Just like you like time off at work, so do I."
You can have November and December and January off. You can have those months off. Like,
I can't watch the birds.
There's no reason why these dudes are not playing October ball right now.
Oh, I know. It's sad to see. It's so sad to see.
Especially Shohei, because at least Mike got a taste of it. Like, the World Baseball Classic ain't good enough for me. But that was iconic. But that's like the closest, other than, in Japan, that's the closest that Shohei in the UN in the States, where he's been like in the playoff type environment. That's the closest he's gotten. So, yeah, you can't waste that. You can't waste the best player in the world, and perhaps the second best player in the world, if not third or fourth.
Well, they already wasted one of them. They can do it again. They have the capability. You see that clearly.
Unfortunately, yes.
And you see, and the owner just gives money to everything that moves, but they can't move well when they come to the Angels. So it's just a lose-lose. At this point, just blow up the franchise, please. Please just blow it up. Go back to Anaheim. Maybe you'll do good then. Go back to Anaheim.
Technically are in Anaheim, but they need to just rename it to the Anaheim Angels. Like, just strip the LA off of that, because y'all not Hollywood, so just take the LA off. Y'all the Anaheim Angels.
Yep, just go back to that.
Sexy name for the little brother of South California.
I agree. It's just sad. It's just sad to see. I feel so bad for them.
No,
scrubs.
It's been a bit of a long night for me and Chris. We're going back to back here, but before we wrap up, I gotta just also let me just throw this out here, just to harp on the Mets a little bit more, just because it's funny. They're gonna be paying $151 million out of their $300+ million salary for this season, their payroll, to players that are no longer on their team. So half of their payroll is going to players who are no longer on the team, and $153 million is going towards players who are still on team. So you take those two shirts, those two contracts, all that money that they're paying the players no longer on the team, by itself, it will be the 17th highest payroll in baseball. That's crazy.
That's so what. That means Artie Moreno needs to sell the team now.
That is hilarious. I just want to throw that little tip
sell
out there before you
the team now, please. Please sell the team.
But before we wrap up, I gotta just mention this. In the Phillies, I don't want to be negative because they're in a playoff spot. They just took 3 out of 4 from the Marlins, and they got the Royals coming up, so it should be a weekend sweep, and they build a little cushion in the wild card race. But we talking about contracts. We talking about $300 million. This man is making $300 million, and my God, I'm trying to be nice, Kendrick. I'm trying to be nice. All right.
It's his first year. Gotta let come on.
He's moving across the country. It's his first year here.
Growing pains.
He's getting booed every single night. He's not used to it. He's a human. He has feelings. He has mental health. I understand. But the man is making a lot of money for the next 11 years.
Listen. Look at it like this. It's his first year. We gotta give people a grace period. I'm not saying it's gonna be. I'm saying it's okay for the rest of his time here. No.
He's 30.
Okay, he's 30 and it's baseball. Let's be for real. He's 30 and it's baseball.
It should just be able to translate. We saw the World Baseball Classic. It should be able to just translate, even if it's his first year here. And he's not coming into like a foreign environment. He's got Bryce here.
Yeah, no, it's a foreign environment as a player on the team versus going there and knowing somebody and being on the other side. It's a much different feel when you got your own fans on your neck that heavily booing you and you being like, whoa, what is this? I ain't never had this before. But that's what I'm saying. Okay, listen, it's the reputation, but again, it's a difference. You can talk about it, but feeling it is a whole different hurdle that people don't get. It's like you telling me the LA Dodgers, okay, he messed up, he got booed. It's really LA Dodgers fan. Come on now. Let's be fair. They're gonna be like, boo, boo. All right, but we'll move on. No, Phillies fans will boo you, talk about you, call your names, and then boo you again, and then do the same thing until you do something good. And then as soon as you mess up, you get
as we should. Without threatening, their safety and well-being and wishing harm on them in their personal life.
But when you're not used to that, like look at Alec Bone. Look at Alec Bone. Look at Alec Bone. Look at Alec Bone.
Bullying works. It worked. Castellanos.
Okay, and listen, it took him time, right? The bullying, we can still bully him. We can still do that. It takes time, as we've seen. We bully people, they turn it around. It will take time. Everything will turn around and become full circle.
Those are fair, comparisons. But Castellanos is making a lot of money, but he ain't making trade money. Bohm ain't making nowhere near either one of their money. So that's the thing. It's kind of like Al Horford, MLB Al Horford.
Come on. We ain't gonna do that. I'm not sitting here. I'm not taking
bias, bro.
I'm defending Trey Turner.
Until further notice, this man is NBA Tobias. I mean, he's MLB Tobias.
Don't you dare do that. Don't you dare do that. Because you know.
I gotta get disrespectful because this is, bro.
Bro, that's beyond, bro. I'm calling him up because that's outrageous, bro.
Is that blasphemy?
I'm calling the cops, bro. Don't.
I'm only saying that. See, I didn't call Castellanos that. I ain't call Bohm that, but I'm calling Trey that because of the money aspect of it. And no, there's no salary cap in baseball, so it's not going to really hinder the team as much as Tobias' contract hindered the Sixers. But it's still the same rhetoric. Like, you're $300 million. I need something. I'm not even asking for him to hit 25 home runs and bat 300. I'm asking for like 270, 12, 15 home runs, 40 stolen bases.
And less than 10 errors, probably.
Make routine plays at shortstop that don't cost you wins in extra innings.
You mean like last night's game?
Come on. That was the straw that broke the camel's back, bro. I was trying to be nice. But this man cost us a 4-game sweep of the Marlins. He cost us a 4-game sweep. Like, and Twitter is like, oh, please, guys, like, have a heart. We need to give him a standing ovation on Friday when he comes back to Philly to show him that we got.
I ain't saying all that.
Listen, I understand.
He'll get a standing ovation when he does something good, but I ain't gonna call him
until you give me something. You need to string some hits together. Or you can send your $300 million ass to Lehigh Valley and figure it out. He ain't above that. I don't care how much money he making. He's not above Lehigh Valley. Send him down there for a week. Send him down there for a week. I'm so serious. Like, he's batting 8th right now. What's next? You bench him?
That is also insane to think about.
It is
insane
insane. Like, I'm not even asking for him to just be generational because you got Bryce in the lineup. You got Schwarber in the lineup. You missed Reese Hoskins, but, we got Bryson doing this thing. Castellanos is an all-star this year. Like, Alec Bohm, he's becoming a really good number 2 hitter right now for us. So it's like, do your part. But the lineup as a whole is kind of struggling right now. But he's like the main anchor holding him down right now, other than Schwarber in that sub 200 average. But at least he's hitting home runs.
But he gets on base. He gets on base. He gets walks, strikeouts, or home runs.
He walks and he's hitting bombs. Trey is not doing either. And Trey is not a natural home run hitter, so I'm not expecting that. But I'm expecting him, if he's at the top of the lineup, to set the table for Bryce. Set the table for JT and Castellanos. Like, you bat 270. I'm asking for 270. That is not asking too much right now. For that money, for your first year, yeah. And then once you get settled in Philly, then we see the numbers go up. You get comfortable. We love you. We buying your jerseys. We cheering you constantly, and then the numbers go up, and he becomes like a Philly legend. But I'm asking for the bare minimum year 1, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all want me to give him a standing ovation just to make him feel better because he was sad in his post game presser? No. Oh. Boo. Tomato.
No, not the tomato.
Like, it's harsh, but this is Philadelphia. We're harsh people. We're not wishing death on them. I'm not wishing, nothing harm on them. I don't even want him gone. I don't want him traded. Just do your job. It's not making excuses. Like, he's owning it, and I respect that. But, talking can only do so much for me. Like, just saying, yeah, I can be better. Because I heard it already from Carson. Heard it from Ben. Like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better. Like, just be better, bro. That's it. Is that fair?
Yeah, just don't call him Tobias Harris. That's all I'm asking. Don't call him Tobias Harris.
All right. That was a little blasphemous.
That was crazy.
Because we like 5 years.
It's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. 4 years.
We like 4 or 5 years in deep with this man, so we know what you get out of him. But it feels like that. It feels like that with the money he's making. That's what it feels like. So
it's a long season.
I don't want him gone though. I don't want to trade him. Like, I think he has a no trade clause anyways. I don't want him gone. Just do your job.
That's fair.
He's got to have a generational October. If we make it, he's gonna have to do what Castellanos did and just at least make some plays in the field, bro. Make some diving plays. Give me something. I'm leaving here with something, bro.
All right, Denzel.
Leaving here with something.
I'm from around the way.
I don't know. I'm not asking too much. I know I'm not. I know people aren't gonna like to hear that, but I ain't asking too much.
So I gotta ask you a question then.
Okay.
Since the deadline's over, who looks like the favorite now to win it?
It's still Atlanta until proven otherwise.
ATL.
It looks like Atlanta versus ALS champion right now. But the Orioles.
Whoa.
You can't sleep on Baltimore, and you can't sleep on the Dodgers either.
Hold on.
Baltimore.
Hold on. So you mean to tell me you gotta sit here and tell me that if just the Rangers just somehow miraculously decide to win the AL West, you got to win the whole damn thing? I didn't know if I'm hearing that correct.
Look, man.
I
think the Rangers can get through the AL. Do I think they beat Atlanta? No, because they don't got the pitching. They can win the AL, bro.
I don't care what they, bro. Do you not know that this is a pattern with the Rangers? This is a pattern.
They got to the World Series twice, and they lost twice, but they got
there. To David Freese.
Okay.
David Freese was him. What you expect?
He was him.
For that game. He was him for that game.
Oh, he was.
It don't matter. He did his job when he needed
killed
to.
my Phillies.
Hold on. Timeout. Mind you, in that same game, they had a 2-run home run in the top of the ninth. So they had a chance to put the game away.
They
And then
should
in
have.
extras, they had another home run. It still couldn't put the game away.
You're right.
Freeze said,
And
I'm
Freeze
here.
did it twice.
David
Freeze
Freeze
did
said,
it
if you
twice.
let me come up the bat, I'm winning the game. And what happened? And look what happened.
Okay, but what stage did
They could have got.
it happen? When did it happen? It happened in the World Series. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying they can win the AL. Do they beat Atlanta? No. Because Atlanta.
So you mean to tell me
right now.
You cannot trust even if the Rangers somehow get out of the AL, I don't trust them to do anything with it. Because every time they have something good, they find a way to squander it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying they can get through the AL, but the Braves are still the team to beat in baseball. That's what I was saying. But also the Orioles, I can see the Orioles beating the Rangers. I can see that in the ALCS.
I can see that.
That whole AL East deserves to make the playoffs, but unfortunately, someone from the Central got to make it. So the Yankees are probably going to be the odd man out, or the Red Sox, either one.
That's true.
That's unfortunate, but it's going to happen.
No doubt. I just don't like this Rangers talk. I'm just sorry. That's just me.
I mean, their lineup. Only Atlanta rivals their lineup right now.
Okay. What's that supposed to mean?
It's the pitching staff that's suspect, and that's what they went after Scherzer for.
Right. So this is the same team they had a decade ago when they had
LDS. That's like, come on.
But can they? I've seen Josh Hamilton, Prince Phil and the crew go cold in the city before.
So are they first round exits? They're gonna lose the division and then lose in the wild card round. It's a 3 seed.
But I would be surprised. I wouldn't. Not at all.
I think they're above that. I think they're a year ahead of schedule. I didn't think they would be first place in the AL West in August of 2023. I thought be a wild card team. They got Jake DeGrom. They'll make the playoffs. But they're a year ahead of schedule.
Listen,
I'm not going to tear them down for that. Just because of their history.
Listen.
It's a whole new team. It's an entirely new team.
I don't see how it's different from Josh Hamilton, Ian Kinsler, then Prince Fielder comes up, Adrian Beltre.
Yeah, great lineup with terrible
Nelson Cruz. We didn't forget Nelson Cruz. So just like that lineup, they got hitters on this lineup. Got a couple pitchers. Still could accomplish nothing. I see the same.
They won 2 pennants, man. But all right.
Fantastic. You want a cookie for winning the pennant?
No, I'll take one for last year, but because that was only we had no business winning that one, so I'll take a cookie for that. But
talking about taking one from last year.
It was a steal. We definitely stole that one. Not him. That I'm done. Come on, please don't.
We're not gonna go there. We're gonna end the episode right there.
Yeah, we ain't gonna open up that old.
Any final thoughts? Just overall winners? You guys are saying the Astros won, the Phillies somewhat. They got something.
They did okay. They did a 50% job on the trade.
We also
deadline.
picked up Rodolfo Castro. He's an infielder. He'll be like a nice bench piece, I guess. You don't need a freaking outfield. You need a right-handed outfield bat. That's what we really need, but
that's why we did 50%. I give him a 50% out of 100.
And Lorenzen, he won his game today, so I'll take it. Shoot.
He did win his game.
I think he was 8 innings too.
He did.
8. And he can come out of the bullpen in the postseason too if we need him to. So, look.
Nah, I need him to be that third starter.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Ranger.
I think the Phillies made a good move, but I feel like they should have done more.
They should have.
They needed to.
Because it's Atlanta. Atlanta's your competition. Like the Braves, the Dodgers as well. Those are your 2 teams that you're competing with. I feel like the Phillies, if they get out of their own way, are the 3rd best team in the National League. In my opinion, of course, I'm wearing Phillies gear. somewhat biased opinion, I feel like they're the third best team. I feel like they're better than Cincinnati and Milwaukee. But it's the Dodgers and the Braves are the class. What are you doing to match what they're doing right now? Because that's your NLCS right now. And I don't feel like the Phillies are doing enough to kind of sneak into that conversation. But they'll probably make the playoffs.
Unless
perform some more, voodoo black magic.
Some more voodoo.
Look, like that's what they did last year, 87 wins.
They did. Listen, man, I will be honest. The thing about the Phillies is that they best get going, it's tough to stop them. But also at the same time,
it's the
they go through a
park effect too, dog. Because we were starving for it. Fans are starving for it, so we'll be there.
Yeah, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to this August. I am. I really want to see how this playoff format pans out, especially because I'm really looking forward to the off season because there's a lot of teams. Yeah, I'm ready for the playoffs, but I'm really looking forward to the off season because a lot of teams have a lot of questions to answer about themselves. A lot of teams have a lot of questions.
I'm calling the Philly GM and I'm
sweepstakes
saying
of the century.
Take that to the black market. I got O positive blood.
No, you don't need that, bro. He already billionaire. You don't need.
No, I'm saying sell it on the black market for the money. I'm just saying, I'm calling
bro,
up
we added
for the black market
to the ownership group, bro. They got the money. It's just whether he wants to come here or not.
It never hurt to have a little bit more.
Every team is going to find the money for it.
It never hurts to have a little bit more.
It never hurt to have a little bit more. That's all I'm saying. It never hurt to have a little bit more.
It's going to be a bidding war
I'm O positive.
I've never seen before.
I will.
This man about to make soccer money. It's not even baseball money no more. He about to make soccer money.
Relax, because Messi out here is swimming in money, and he's treating the MLS like a practice. I don't even want to talk about that.
See, you talk about retirement homes. That's what the MLS basically is. It's just like we just here to chill, vibe out, make bread.
But he could still. But
he can still go at the top level. I'm just saying, he coasting right now. He chilling.
Yeah, the reason he came here is easily, and like Kendrick said, it's just practice for him. He only came over here because of that clause in his contract where he gets ownership. You can't turn that down.
Exactly,
bro. He get ownership. First of all, he making money because
that's long game. That's not even
long game, bro. He got the longest game contract I ever seen. Like this is how you get Apple TV sales, merchandise sales, and then own.
Yep.
Messi said, "Don't worry about."
I bet you Marvel paying them under the table because they're doing the Marvel Heroes celebrations.
Yeah,
probably.
What?
They cutting them.
When he did the Wakanda, Disney cutting that check. Mm-hmm. Disney like, let me go ahead.
Do the Thor.
Beckham is officially the best GM in the MLS. Let's just call it.
Oh God, he's recreating Barcelona.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Because they just signed out. What's his name? Begins with an A. Alaba, right?
Yep.
They just signed him to Miami.
They signed Lopez.
They trying to get Suarez too.
They really bad. They better have Barcelona and Miami. They really have the Barcelona. FC Barcelona and Miami.
The Union should have won the MLS Cup last year, man.
I don't even want to talk about that either.
Man. Damn.
Yeah.
Three of them. You know what? Let's end the show. Let's end the show right there. Let's end the show because I'm about to start crying now.
Yeah, because it's over now.
That's a good call.
That's about to run it up in the MLS.
This has been episode 124. Make sure to check out 122. What is this man doing?
I'm crying. Why you bring up the Lola, come here.
Support animal. You got the support animal in there. You be all right. I got my cat over here somewhere.
He needs a hug.
But yeah, make sure you guys check out episode 122 because Kendrick right here and Kyrie and Colin, they talk about the NIL in the NCAA, specifically in college basketball and how it's affecting the future of college basketball. Also, check out episode 123 where me and Kris break down the SummerSlam 2023 card and discuss some of our gripes that we have with certain people being left off said card. So, hey, we're busy on YouTube. We we getting after it. We talking everything, football, basketball. Football season right around the corner. There's going to be some training camp videos coming out. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you hit that bell to be notified for whenever we upload a new episode. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Kendrick, salute the people out of here, man. We getting out of here. Kris, Kendrick, gotta be easy.